You can edit that out. It's gonna make it look like I have this big executive career. My name's Moorshead. I run Moorshead Associates, an award-winning event planning company working in Toronto. Most of the work that we do is working with not-for-profits, and we do everything from arts festivals to conferences, to golf tournaments, and fundraising dinners. I started about 20 years ago, actually, in the events industry when I was in university. So the first couple of years that I was in university, I was organizing large events. And by my third year, actually, I was organizing Brock's University's Orientation Week program. So my parents, my grandparents, and my great-grandparents all owned their own businesses. So being a business owner really was natural for me to consider. And I guess it would have been back in 2006 or so, I was presented with an opportunity. I was working full-time with the Word on the Street Toronto, and the Word on the Street Canada, which is a separate organization, offered me a contract to run the national office, and it was a contract that would establish my business and give me consistent cash flow for my first couple of years of startup. So all of my other contracts that I took on actually were gravy for me. So that's how I started, and it was in the second bedroom of my home initially. And then a few years ago we moved into trendy Liberty Village in Toronto, and now we have a staff, and we're fully established at this point.
Could you tell me a bit more about some of the events you run in Toronto?
Sure. So let me think here. First of all, I'll talk about them in the order that we're going to work on them this year. So we shortly we're going to be working with Megan's Walk, and that is a fundraising walk that happens. We start at Fort York and have people go out to St. Kitts Hospital. They circle around the hospital holding hands to create a hug.
Brings awareness to the very serious problem of childhood brain tumors.
As an individual and as a collective community, there's so much that we can do when we put our hearts and our minds to action. Our daughter Megan was diagnosed at 4 years old with an inoperable brain tumor. When we lost Meg at the young age of 5, I knew that something needed to be done. And I had the vision of the hug, thinking about all different walks of life and people coming together as one in that moment to support these kids that needed us.
It's so great that we have this event on a day that celebrates mothers. If you've never done this walk before, I guarantee it's going to be the most special Mother's Day you've ever had.
I love working with this organization. They're fabulous people, and they do a lot of good work, and the money goes to help children with brain tumors. Very important work. Shortly after that, we're working with the Toronto Animation Arts Festival International. They're newly established. We've been working with them since their inception, and they're a really cool event.
My name is Barnabas Warnoff, and I'm the chair of TAFI, the Toronto Animation Arts Festival International.
And I'm Ben McAvoy. I'm the executive director of TAFI.
TAFI is an animation festival that celebrates the animation community and the animation industry in Toronto as well as in Canada, and showcases Toronto animation artists as well as people who enjoy art from all around the world.
First of all, welcome to TAFI. This is our very first Saturday morning cartoons. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people in here who spent their childhood Saturday morning eating cereal and watching cartoons.
We are celebrating animation from all over the world at this festival and bringing some really big names.
How does Alex Moorshead and Associates collaborate with TAFI?
Well, Alex and her team, Alex Moorshead Associates, has been with us since day one.
They're one of the first people that we contacted when we had the idea of starting TAFI.
Yeah, and they've helped us understand how to run an event, how to manage the various moving parts of an event, and how to grow an event in a way that's going to be sustainable as opposed to just a one-year burnout.
Alex is the reliable backbone of TAFI. And we're all just the vertebrae, but she's the entire spine.
She's like the nervous system.
The event now is moving down to the waterfront, and that's adding a whole new feel to what it is that we're doing there. So that's a lot of fun. What else do we do? Well, we work with the Leacock Foundation actually, and they run educational programs, both here and in South Africa.
For the years, we've looked at ways in which we can improve the programs, from the Saturday morning programs to the summer literacy camps to our new now leadership training. Over the years, we've constantly gotten better and better at it, and the reports of how we are doing have got, we're getting a better grade. In South Africa, it's the same thing. I think that the results of our involvement there have been dramatic, and the matric results from the students passing out of grade 12 are a miracle.
And so we help them raise money. It's one of the top golf tournaments actually in Canada for the amount of money that it raises. We have, for every person that we invite to the event, we're raising over $2,500. So it's pretty impressive from that point of view. And we are always looking to up the ante on that one. So we have one of the top restaurants in Toronto serving food on the golf course. We sample whiskey and have the most amazing silent auction. It really is a lot of fun. And then one more, the word on the street. So Book and Magazine Festival, that happens in Queen's Park every year. It's been going now for, I think this would be the 25th year. And that is it brings together 200,000 people. There are 250 exhibitors.
I like that it's all just small publishers, just pushing out whatever information that they like. There's no pressure to go to Scholastic or Harper to publish your books. You can find a small publisher that's interested in your stuff, or you can do it yourself.
And our role there is in logistics, so putting all of the tents in place, making sure all the suppliers are there. We have to close all the roads and make sure that the entire site is built within about 12 hours or so. And it's probably the largest infrastructure build for a single day event in the city, and actually probably in Canada. So it's quite an achievement, and putting together a jigsaw puzzle every year to make sure all the pieces come together. So at this point, actually, in Moorshead Associates timeline, we're starting to develop our own events, and that's really exciting because previously we've always worked for clients, and now we are the client. So putting together our own events is actually very challenging because it gives us a level of freedom that we typically don't have, but also very exciting. So we're starting to develop our own brands, and one of them, for instance, is Ooh La La. It's a arts and crafts festival that we've put together. And we've just done one show so far, very successful, and we're just now planning our second one. So we're starting to move into that area. I'm very excited about the future.